first thing I want to say when I start this video is I have to put my gratitude out there. She doesn't want me to say her name, so I'm going to call her Jane Doe. I'll just call her Jane. You know who you are. Jane wanted me to go so bad to this Kari Lake situation. I couldn't afford it. There was just no way I could take an Uber 2 hours up and back. And she donated $400 to me so I could do the trip. And that's exactly about what it cost too, which was just awesome. I get by you guys supporting me. I do this full time. I've gotten like $25 donations. Okay. But enough about that. I get by with support, and I wanted to make sure that you, Jane, you know your name, are appreciated. So here we go. You're going to see it like I promised. You are going to see Kari Lake kind of answer the question. She does a pivot on us, but I lay in all the facts throughout this video. I need you to have an open mind. I know you're triggered about anything against Kari Lake. Trust me, I was a believer too. I was pretty darn excited about her, and I'll put a quick clip in there too for that. But unfortunately, she's a panderer, and I don't believe she's going to, with the numbers what I'm looking at, and I put it on the video, I don't think she can win against the Democrat in Arizona. Just look at the numbers. Have your mind open. Please watch the whole video, and at the very end, I'm going to put another clip in there talking about Kari, with somebody else reporting on her. I have nothing against the woman. I think she's a nice person. I actually feel bad about doing this. I don't like doing kind of hit pieces on somebody. It's just too important that we get a Republican Senate seat in there, not an independent, not a Democrat. We need a Republican that's going to back up President Trump. It's really important. Okay, here we go. Road tripping to go see Kari. I hope she's going to say hi to me. We'll see. Time will tell. You can cut the tension with a knife. But look at these boulders. Look at how cool this is. You know, I'm new to Arizona, so this is all new to me. What is your name? Jessica. It's all not new to Jessica because she's my Uber driver right now. But we're look at the view. Isn't this not beautiful? You know I don't like to go after people. It's not nice. It's not kind. But the Senate seat is just too important that they know it. They know it. The mainstream media is propping her up as a two-person race with a Democrat. And the reason they're doing that and they're not giving Mark Lamb any play is because they know she's going to lose to the Democrat from Arizona in the Senate. Do we want that? No, we don't want that. Not only do we want Mark, but we don't want to lose a seat in the Senate. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's why I'm exposing Kari Lake. That's why I'm receiving all the hate that I'm receiving, because it's the right thing to do. And that's what we have to do. We have to get up and motivate, get out there and speak. Don't sit on your couch this time. We don't want to repeat 2020. And I know you know what I mean. All right, so far I've taken a picture and we thought it was a video. Then we did another video inside whispering and you couldn't hear us all the noise. So here we go again. This is Jessica. She's my Uber driver. And she's like, listening to, we're of course talking politics, can't help ourselves. And she's like, I'll do it, I'll help you out. I'm like, no way.
Of course.
So God has supplied to me a really cool woman named Jessica to be my backup cameraman. I needed one, so I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna go in there. They said Kari's gonna be walking around. So I'm basically, they're looking at us. Do you see him? Do you see him looking at us?
Yes.
Oh boy. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do like a selfie with her, but it's gonna be on video, and I'm gonna ask her, are you gonna debate Sheriff Lamb? And we'll see the reaction. She'll be back about 5 feet with the other phone, videoing it, and here comes the coverage. So first you're gonna see the Kari Lake event. So you're coming towards us, and then we're going to see if we can capture that question on video. And if she says yes, Mark, you're golden.
Absolutely.
The road to the White House, there is no path to the White House for President Trump unless it goes through Arizona. There's a couple other states he can win or lose, but he's got to win Arizona. And the only way to the majority in the U.S. Senate is through Arizona. So we're a team, the two of us, okay? We got to have both of us win to save this country. And I'm in it, and I will sacrifice everything I've got to save this country. You guys know where I stand. Thank you very much. I love this lady. She's my cheering section over here. I'm willing to sacrifice it all. I saw an interview with James O'Keefe. Do you guys know who that is? Great guy, a true journalist. And he said, if you're not willing to give your life, the sacrifice needs to be, I'm willing to give my life for this country.
Do something about it.
so that we the people can pick our...
What can we do?
I'm not willing to accept that.
Not willing to accept that. I'm going to be the biggest blank, 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 blank.
I'm running, and I'm going to be the biggest pain in their...
I'm willing to tell them that.
And they're going to have to kill me to stop me.
I know.
These were men who said, we've got to have our God-given rights. And we have to have them enshrined in something like the U.S. Constitution. And they met, whether it was in somebody's, farmhouse or whether it was in a pub, and they said, how are we going to save this country? How are we going to save our children's future? And so here we are today, kind of like that, in a pub. There's more than 56 of us in here, I think. But 56 brave men signed that Declaration of Independence. They signed their death warrant when they did that, to save our country. I don't know about you, but I would be willing to sign that right now, right here. Would you? Are you willing to give up and sacrifice in the next 7 months to save our country? Absolutely. And that might be a question that you don't want to answer right now. That might be a question when you wake up at 3 a.m. and say, geez, our country's going to hell in a handbasket. I wish it were as simple as to say sign it. Oh boy, we got so many people. I'm going to go with the cowboy in the back.
I know that you're a big advocate of free speech, which I'm very grateful for. So my question, can you hear me? Should I do the mic?
You look like you should be louder. Come on, be louder.
Big advocate for free speech. So I was wondering, are you planning on debating Sheriff Mark Lamb?
I'd be happy. This has been the biggest lie. Like, she won't debate.
I know I look like him, but...
You might be more handsome.
Oh, no, that's
okay.
a nice thing to say.
Do you guys think I'm afraid of a debate? I will debate Ruben Gallego right now. At this table, at that table, at that table. Guys, yeah, Ruben is a win. I know where this race is. We've got polling.
She
I'm
just
up 30
completely
and 40
changed the
points.
subject. She's not going to talk
And I
about
like
Mark.
Mark. I like Mark. I think Sheriff Lamb is great. We have 7 months to save our country. My opponent is Joe Biden and a little guy named Ruben Gallego. Okay? I have 7 months to go after those two. I'm not going to go after people I don't need to go after. And I don't feel I need to go after Sheriff Lamb. Sheriff Lamb's a great man of law enforcement. I appreciate the work he's doing. This is a massive race. This is a $250 million race for Senate. I wish it wasn't a $250,000 race. You got to have more than 100,000 in the bank to win this one, because we are up against Soros. George Soros and his son just endorsed Ruben Gallego today. Did you see that? I mean, I wouldn't be caught dead, literally. I would not be caught dead and decomposed next to Soros. But Ruben stood there and smiled next to him. He was endorsed by Hillary. He's got the deep state money coming at him. And so we got to have somebody who can raise some money to run this election, and that's who I am. We got to have somebody who's got the strength of a Trump endorsement. I'm endorsed by all of the fighters in the Senate. Mike Lee. I'm endorsed by Rand Paul. I'm endorsed by Ted Cruz. And I'm endorsed by people who are kind of a little bit more in the moderate side as well. We're going to win this race, and I don't think I need to spend a lot of time debating Sheriff Lamb. Love the guy. He's a great law enforcement guy. But I think my time is better spent, and I think you would agree, going after the true enemy, which is a Marxist named Ruben Gallego and Joe Biden. So I've said I'm not afraid of a debate. As a matter of fact, I love a debate, and throw me any question you want here today. I will debate Ruben Gallego anytime, anywhere. I will debate Mark Lamb as long as it's an AZ GOP sanctioned debate. Then we'll debate. But I don't think I need to run around Arizona and tell the people of Arizona where I stand. I think you all know where I stand. I'm America first. There's a reason President Trump endorsed me the second I announced I was running. There's a reason he wants me in the U.S. Senate. He's got to have backup. And I hope that Mark Lamb will stay as sheriff. We've got major election fraud that happened. Guess what? Not just in Maricopa County. You guys hear about what happened in Pinal County? I mean, they were run so poorly. They ran out of paper. They ran out of Republican ballots only, minutes into the election. And then the woman who ran the election skipped town, and they paid her off. Now, I really hope that Sheriff Lamb will jump in there and investigate that. I'm not a sheriff. I can't investigate election fraud. I can tell you how they stole it, but we got to have strong sheriffs to investigate it. And I hope he'll get on the ball and investigate that. Unfortunately, he did go to D.C. and sat before Congress, and this disappoints me greatly, I don't even want to tell you this. He told Congress that the 2020 election had no fraud and Joe Biden won.
I'm trying not to interject in my videos too much so you guys can stay focused, but there are certain points I got to punch. And this one made me really angry when she went here with Mark. Here's his testimony, what she just commented on, how he thinks it's a perfect election. This is not a man saying it's a perfect election. Listen to this.
Sheriff Lamb, do you believe that Donald Trump won the 2020 election?
Well, Joe Biden's the president now.
No, what do you believe?
I believe that he lost the election. I mean, there's questions about how our election integrity. I don't know how that relates to Homeland Security, but I have questions. And
You don't know how election integrity relates to Homeland Security? Is that your testimony?
My testimony is it does relate because we're seeing how bad it's been under the last 2 years. So yes, it has a correlation. However,
Election integrity?
what's that?
You said you don't believe election integrity relates to Homeland Security. Is that your testimony?
I don't know how this election, the question of whether I think the last president won or lost, it is about this today. Election integrity absolutely matters.
Okay.
And I believe that there are a lot of Americans that have questions about election integrity. And my job is to make sure that we ensure that we have safe and secure elections.
Do you believe that there was fraud in the 2020 election?
There's always fraud in every election.
Really?
There's significant, however many people it is, there are people that vote for people that are no longer, that are deceased. There are people that vote when they don't live in a certain residence.
You're right. So let me ask you this question. Do you think that there was fraud that had a material impact on the results of the 2020 election?
As a law enforcement official, I have seen zero evidence that would show me otherwise.
Right.
And this disappoints me greatly, I don't even want to tell you this. He told Congress that the 2020 election had no fraud and Joe Biden won. That sounds like someone who's been co-opted. How many of you in here think Joe Biden won 81 million votes? Raise your hand if Joe Biden won 81 million votes. Do you think that? No. Unfortunately, Sheriff Lamb thinks that. And that's one of the reasons I said I have to run. We cannot have somebody in the U.S. Senate who thinks the 2020 election was on the up and up. That thing was rotten to the core. And 2020 was rotten to the core. And I hope that he will start investigating the crimes that happened in Pinal County, because he's one of the few people that has the authority to do that. So if the AZ GOP sanction a debate, I'll show up and I'll get there early, I'll stay late, and I'll debate him all day.
I'm his body double.
Yeah. Are you his body double? No, I'm answering that because they're putting it out that Kari's afraid of a debate. I'm not afraid of anything. Occasionally a bug will make me scream. Occasionally a bug running across the floor might make me scream, but I'm not afraid of anything. Let's go with the Manna Red and then the beautiful blonde back here.
You've been in media for a long, long time, and I miss you. But that being said, what is it that we can do about censorship in the media, in social media, the big tech? What can be done? Because I see that that's a really big problem that we're up against.
Censorship. Our First Amendment is the most important amendment. If we don't have it, we're not free people. And we are watching as our voices are being taken. The ability for
Man, I told Jessica that I was bad with names. I've called her Elizabeth how many times?
About 10.
That's right, Elizabeth, Jessica. All right, so look at this view.
It's amazing.
Jessica, right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, thank God I got it right. Jessica was like, look at this view. And I'm like, yeah, look at this view. Arizona, guys. Arizona. So, what do you think? What do you think of the coverage, huh? Did Jessica do a great job? I think so. And we got to do a 2-hour trip up, 2-hour trip back. Jessica both ways. That didn't sound right, but you know what I mean. So, this is a PG channel. No, I'll keep that in. I won't edit that out. But I say, oftentimes I say things. I'm like, think about it. I'm like, that didn't sound right.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, right. So I'm really happy with this coverage. I have to say something to you guys. I don't feel good about this. I don't like trashing people. And, you know, she mentioned the Holy Spirit. It felt like pandering to me, but maybe she really is a Christian and it's not pandering. It feels like pandering. What did you think of that video clip? I'm not used to like kind of doing the old Roger Stone stuff, you know, going after people and hitting on people. Not hitting on people, but hitting people hard with negative information about them. I've never been that kind of person, but this is too important about the Senate seat. We can't lose the Senate seat. We can't lose the Senate seat from Arizona. I am absolutely convinced that the media, the Democrats, big money Democrats, half the Republicans, almost half the Republicans in the Senate like her. The other half doesn't. You know, what's that about? I'm going to do a deep dive into her background and what happened with the governor race. I wasn't involved with Arizona politics. That was my dark times. Some of you know about that. If you're wondering about my dark times, where I was doing for 2.5 years, you can look on the playlist and see a message from MustangMedic. It's a tearjerker. I cry a lot. So if you want to see me cry, you can watch that playlist. But I just know that Mark is the guy that's supposed to be in. He is. And I think with these videos that I'm proving my point. We're obviously shadow banned, so it's important that you share these videos. Yeah, it'd be nice to have more views. I'm not getting credit for them anyway. Just share them for Mark. Share them for Mark and get them out there. It's about not only Mark, it's about Arizonians, which I think is that the right way to say Arizonians?
Yes.
Oh, it is right. Oh, I was totally guessing that. For Arizonians, it's important because Mark cares about you, cares about the state. And the big picture is there's only 2 senators per state. So there's only 100 senators in this country. We got 50 right now. Obama said 49 or something like that. But we got 50 states, each 2 senators. Let's make Mark the Republican senator because Kari Lake is going to lose to this Democrat. I'm just convinced of it. And if I'm wrong, I'll do a correction video. But I'm going to do whatever I can until August to fight to get Mark Lamb, Sheriff Mark Lamb, from the great state of Arizona. See, I'm all about Arizona. I can vote. And I'm going to be voting for Mark. But Sheriff Mark Lamb for Senate for the great state of Arizona. Thanks for watching, guys. And just one more clip just to nail a point, and we'll end with this. I'm glad you're still here. That means you have an open mind. Watch this one more clip, and we'll close.
Much thought to debating the other candidates that are running for the U.S. Senate.
I am ready to debate Ruben Gallego right now, right here. If he wants to debate me right now, right here, I'll debate him at that table right now if we want to. And so I'm ready to debate him anytime.
What about Mark Lamb?
You know what? I am focusing on the general election. We feel very confident. We know what the poll numbers look like. You know, this is an expensive race, guys. This is going to be 250 million poured into this race. And we need to have somebody who has the ability to compete in that. And so I'm focusing squarely on the competition. And that is a guy named Ruben Gallego, who is the most radical leftist that has ever run for office in Arizona.
That pretty much says it like it is. This video is most likely going to be shadow banned. Nobody's going to see it. So you're going to have to share it outside of it. Just get this video, link it, share it to people. Everybody in Arizona needs to know this information. It's very important. We do not want this Democrat to win against Kari Lake. And I hope I'm wrong. If she does somehow pull it off and people ignore this video, doesn't get promoted, it just sits here silently for 1,000 views or whatever, then we get what we deserve, right? That's what we do. If we're inactive and we watch, life will pass you by. It's time to activate. It's never been more serious in our country. We're in a spiritual battle. This is William Wieting reporting from MustangMedic. Thank you for watching.